glass today and it's so cute. Sorry, I just have to show it. It's like I'm showing my mom. Anyway, well, she does watch, so I am showing her. It says, "Find me under the palm trees, Sainsbury's." Little cute glass. Hello guys, welcome to my channel today. If you haven't yet, don't forget to like and subscribe. Welcome to Acting Sundays. My name is Somi, I'm an actress, singer, and I'm going to be discussing something that's quite important, I feel like. So from the title, I feel like, well, depending on what I call this, I'm not sure, but I'm going to be talking about mental health in the performing arts industry. So whether you're an actress, singer, host, writer, director, literally everything. So performing arts industry, entertainment industry. But I just want to like shed some light on it because I feel like my friends like talk about it sometimes, but like it's not. Why do I keep touching my hand? I'm so sorry. Maybe I'm a bit nervous, who knows, but yeah, I feel like it's not spoken about enough, to be honest. So I do suffer from anxiety, and yeah, I would say being the industry does enhance it a little more. Like, not performing arts, mental health affects everyone, like regardless of what industry you're in, it literally affects everyone. And especially, I saw this study, it actually affects graduates the most. So people that come out of uni or whatever, it affects them the most, which I found really interesting. So I might do another video about how it was like leaving university and stuff. I think I already did a little one, but I might do an updated one. Anyway, but yeah, so I found that really interesting. In an article that I read, it says 1 in 4 people in the UK experience mental health issues within their life. Which I find crazy. Well, is it so crazy though? I don't know. I don't know, it's just literally 1 in 4 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, that person will experience some type of mental health. To be honest, I think everyone would in their lives, whether that's a little bit or like one instance, maybe 1 hour. I think everyone does experience like something to do with their mental health, regardless who it is. However, people in performing arts experience anxiety 10 times higher than like the average population, and depression is 5 times higher as well. That's what it said on the article, and I was like, I'm not even surprised. It's sad, but I'm not even surprised. The way this industry is and how it's going, like imagine all the, you know, the rape case of Harvey Weinstein and all these like things. Not just that, just how the setup is in general. I'm not surprised that it's so high in this industry. The reason why it's so high is because like I think it will always be an issue with it within our industry, like depression, anxiety, because of the way our contracts are set up. So you could be doing a job for maybe 2 days or like maybe a year. The contracts tend to be normally short term. Like West End contracts are normally a year and then you re-sign, or like if they offer you the job again, you re-sign, that sort of thing. So it's never secure. Even if it's secure, it's never secure forever, basically. Especially like in TV, your character could be killed off at any time. I've never worked in TV, but I'm assuming, yeah, so like the way some shows don't know if they're signed on for how many seasons yet. Like you might just get a season renewal at the end of the season. So it's the same thing, you're not secure forever. And then we go on to having to work for free sometimes. Like I know, and like for exposure, like these things do have to happen, but in a lot of industries, working for free doesn't really happen a lot. Sometimes even if you're an intern, you get money. So it's a bit crappy, to be honest. And then like the rejection, like come on, every performer has to go through rejection. I've been rejected God knows how many times, who knows. I've had too many auditions and been rejected too many times as well. So having to have that feeling that you're not good enough in some ways because you keep getting rejected, and then having irregular work, so having a job, like I said, for like maybe a couple months, a year, and then if they don't offer you the contract again or whatever job it is, it comes to an end regardless. Some people have been in TV shows for like years and years, but these people are the lucky ones, like, or like West End shows for years and years. They're like they work hard obviously, but they're the lucky ones that have landed in that position. A lot of people don't get to that position yet. They're all struggling. Struggling artists isn't a good thing, basically. So that's another reason why depression and anxiety is so high within this industry, and I think that's why so many of us suffer from it. Like, to be rejected, and then like they want to have performers with that have all this experience, but then how are you supposed to get experience if you won't give me a job, if you get what I mean? Like, my CV needs to build, so you need to help me build. Do you get what I mean? So it is hard in this industry. It's just like, but then that comes with a lot of jobs as well. Like, some job roles require you to do this and that for 2 years, and then like, what even makes it worse and heightens it is that we're doing 1,001 jobs. So what I mean by that, so for me, for example, I don't have an acting job at the moment, technically. Let's put that technically. So yes, I don't have an acting job at the moment, but I'm constantly going to singing lessons, training my craft, trying to find monologues, constantly working, as well as working my part-time job as well. A lot of performers have their part-time jobs as well as the professional jobs. Like, you're constantly working. So you're working when, like, people in traditional jobs are working when they're working, like, the same times. But then, if say you do have a professional job, like West End or, you know, TV, movie, you're working from 6 a.m. till God knows what time, 10 p.m. So you're working extra hours as well on top of that. So that causes a lot of stress for the brain. It's like a lot of mental stress for the brain. I feel like I keep looking at the viewfinder, not looking at the camera. I'm so sorry. And then obviously the quite known thing is that, oh, I don't know why I'm clapping, but the really known thing in the performing arts industry is that, well, for actors anyway and singers and so forth, you are judged not just on your talent but on your looks as well. So yeah, that's it. That's all it has to be said. You're judged on your looks as well as the talent, especially adverts, commercials, whatever. You're judged on how you look with that person. So you can't change how you look, really. Like, I can't change how I look apart from my hair and maybe my makeup. But like, so the fact that I'm not only judged on my talent is another frustrating thing, because that means something is out of my control, which again causes stress on the brain and anxiety. Like, oh, do you like the way I look? Do you like my hair? Like, it's just a lot. It's a lot, I think, for anyone. And like anyone, like directors constantly overthinking, writers obviously constantly overthinking, like, am I good enough for this? Is this piece of work good enough for this? Whereas I think in traditional jobs, like, after you get past the interview stage, which can be a bit similar, except they won't be judging you on your looks, but it's quite similar on your work process. After that, you tend to be fine. Like, it tends to be okay. But still, like, I feel like a lot of performers, when you get older, you're constantly have to build yourself up because there's so much rejection and so much overworking yourself. Because, like, God forbid, I had an audition like last week or whatever, and I had my part-time job in the evening and a test in the morning. It's it's a lot to do during the day. But I had to do all those things in the day, and I couldn't obviously say no to the audition because I want that audition. I had a self-tape to hand in that same day. Like, I want those opportunities, but sometimes you have to say no, I think. I think that's what I'm learning, because then if you don't try to reschedule, you're just going to look bad in that audition, if you get what I mean. Like, you won't be prepared. And obviously I tried to prepare as much as I can. I was prepared, but other things, like, it's like a balancing act, basically. And I want to be prepared for everything and be able to do everything else. Or even a call in sick. If I need to call in sick for the audition, I shouldn't feel guilty about that. Like, I know that's a missed opportunity, but sometimes you have to call in sick. It's life. So yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to learn at the moment. I think that's what a lot of performers and people in the industry need to learn. You can have sick days. I think also because we are self-employed, and this comes not just performing arts. If you're self-employed, you can't have a sick day. That's how our mentality is, because obviously you're getting that money for yourself. But sometimes you have to, like, you can't beat yourself up if you do have that sick day, or you need that rest day, mental health day, whatever it is. Like, you can't beat yourself up about taking those days, because it's needed, or you're just gonna have a breakdown. And who wants that? No one wants a breakdown, do they? I'm so dramatic, but no one wants a breakdown. So that's what we have to do. If you haven't experienced it, I forgot what the actual term is called, but post-show blues is what I call it. Like, you train and train and train, you go to school, drama school, whatever you do, you train most of the time. You get lumped in with everyone else for, why did I say lumped in like it's such a bad thing? But basically, whether you go to drama school, whether you go to just normal university, whether you just don't have any training at all, everyone ends in the same place. You all end up in that audition room to fight to be seen. Sometimes you don't even end up in the audition room. Like, they don't even cast, like, put you in the audition sometimes, if you get what I mean. So you send out your CVs, or your agents does, and then sometimes you don't even hear back. Sometimes you get the audition room, sometimes that's it. But basically, you end up in the audition room, you get the job, hallelujah, praise be, praise be. And then afterwards, like, when the job ends, like, because during that job you have rehearsals, different things, you feel close with the other people, and most of the time you make friends for life. But after that, post-show blues, the job has ended, you feel sad, you're performing, you're using what, like, your gift and what you've been training for and what you enjoy, you were performing, then it ends. It's like like, you're back to square one technically, and it's not the best feeling, and you miss those people that you're, like, performing with every day, and you miss, like, doing your craft, and yeah, it's not the best feeling. And that's why I call it post-show blues. But it's a very, very real thing, and I think that, again, that's what heightens the mental illness, or the depression, anxiety. Oh, post-show blues, you're down, you're sad, depression, like, anxiety, when's the next job? Do you get where I'm going with this? So yeah, it's we put ourselves through a lot, I think. We put ourselves through a lot. But then, so the thing is, I think we just have to be kinder to ourselves. Like, as children, most of the time when you decide but when you first gain interest in the performing arts industry, is mostly, you tend to be children, and you either go to stage, I'm just speaking from an actor's or singer's perspective, you go to stage school and things like that, you love it, you use your creative mind, your focus. Like, that's why they say children that do performing arts are the most focused ones, because when you're using that creative part of your mind, it makes you focused. So as a child, it builds your confidence. You're able to perform in front of people, like, share different experiences with your friends. You build interactions, you're able to speak to people here, there, left, right, centre, whether you like that or not, because I tend to not like speaking to a lot of people, but you're able to do it. You're not awkward about speaking to people on the phone, even though I still prefer texting, but you're not awkward about it. Do you get what I mean? Some people can't talk to people on the phone. Like, it's crazy, I think. Like, Ryan, he gets very awkward when he has to speak to people he doesn't know on the phone. And, like, you have to get things done. Like, time is a ticking, time is a wasting. Call that person, then it's finished, done, over. Then it's also like a way to express yourself, share emotions. And as a child, performing arts is so positive, and I feel like it gets lost somewhere in the middle, and then when you're an adult, it's just turned into this negative thing, which it shouldn't be. You should still have those feelings, like, and translate that into being an adult as well. I think what comes with it, like, as a child you don't really care to what people think, but obviously as an adult you're a bit more wary about what people think, and we need to stop that. I know, because we're performing in front of everyone, so everyone's judging us anyway, but we need to stop, think about that. The reason why I went into performing anyway is that I love acting, I love how it makes me feel, I love like being like, oh, here, and then like like, that didn't make any sense. I love playing different characters, that's what I was trying to say. I looked crazy. But I love being different characters and being able to do different show different layers of myself or the other characters. That's what I love. I love the rush, I love the feeling. So I need to stop caring what people think if I'm performing, or audition wise, stop caring what they think as well in some aspects, so that I can be the best I can be. Because obviously if you're caring too much, you're being nervous, and the anxiety builds. Like the morning of audition, I have so much anxiety sometimes because I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna like me, blah blah blah. I need to stop that. I need to stop it, Somi, stop. Oh god, my camera's flashing. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up quick. What we need to do is that when we have a job or don't have a job, we need to still feel that we have achieved things. Like, we need to stop not being confident within ourselves, because that's just obviously gonna take us in a downward slope, and we don't want that. We need to build ourselves up, whether, like I said, if we have a job or don't have a job. And like, not having a job does not mean you have a lack of self-worth. I feel like in this industry, everyone's celebrating having a job and like, but no one talks about not having a job. I think that's ridiculous, because you're not gonna have a job every month or wherever your contract ends. Sometimes there are quieter times, and we have to accept that. And I think we also need to find things that make us feel passionate as well as acting. Like I said, a businesswoman needs different revenues of income. Just a word of a wise words out there, I'm putting out there. But the great thing now is that people talk about it. People are talking about mental health. Like, we need to look after ourselves physically and mentally. If we don't, we're just gonna, we're just gonna collapse, we're gonna break down, and that's not what we want. Like, especially in the industry, we now have Arts Minds, which was built to protect actors and performers, so that you can talk about your mental health and what you're going through within the industry. Because it's not nice being rejected, obviously, in any case. Like, whether, Love Island being rejected, or like, performing your best work in front of people and they don't like it. It's not nice, but it happens, and we have to accept that, and that we're not any less worthy of the job just because we're rejected, if you get what I mean. Like, you have to have self-worth in this industry, or you're just not going to get anywhere, I think. If you think that you haven't had this type of mental health issues being a performer, I think you're delusional, because everyone, not even just performers, everyone goes through some type of mental health illness. Like, it happens, it's natural, the brain is massive, it's complicated, it happens, and people need to start accepting that. Like, people are delusional sometimes. We need to accept that mental illness is a thing. But like I said, just accept yourself, have self-worth, have confidence, whether you're acting or not, whether you have a job or not. Just have that, and I think everyone will feel better. And I think, honestly, if we have that, it's easier said than done, but the numbers will decrease in terms of anxiety and depression within the industry. I hope so, anyway. And that's how I'm going to try and change my mindset when I don't have a job, or when I even do have a job. I'm always going to be worthy of everything that I want to do. Right, guys, my camera's flashing. Sorry I had to speed it up. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on my next video. Peace.